where you have them in neutral. But anyway, just remember that when you have an air throw, you can stop jump-ins with that. That's another great anti-air tool. So just remember that. And it's also part of a jump back OS. Like, you've probably seen infiltration like grab Ryu out of his Tatsu and stuff. So you could actually do air grab really low to the ground. So let me have him do a Tatsu. Yeah, I can't do it. There you go. But yeah, you can actually grab Ryu out of his Tatsu. Remember, you got an air grab to use for multiple situations, and it's also part of a jump back OS. So, yeah, it's a really good anti-air tool as well. So now, I think I've covered all of his grabs, all of his unique attacks, and all of his normals. So now let's get into his specials. So you've got his Sonic Boom, which is performed with Hadouken forward or quarter circle forward and a punch. So this is they're all the strengths are relative to their motion, to their speed. So if you do the light version, it's the fastest. If you do the medium version, it's half as fast. And if you do the heavy version, it's really slow. It's actually so slow that you can follow your dash up behind it and use it like a shield. It's really slow. So the light version you're mostly going to be using for zoning. You're going to be using it to just like keep up zoning and whatnot. And I like to, you know, just do jabs in between to just make sure like if my opponent neutral jumps, I don't get a whiffed normal. Especially if you're doing the heavy version of Sonic Boom. So like you'll do heavy Sonic Boom, but remember you can only have one active projectile on screen. If you end up doing the motion again, like with the heavy version, you will get back fist. You will get back fist. So you have to make sure you like jab in between or use the space that you're getting with that boom to follow forward. See, if they jump, or if your boom is far away, you're not gonna be able to throw another boom, no matter how much you try. So I like to jab, like crouch jab, so that way that doesn't happen. So just know that when you're zoning, you can only have one projectile on screen. Now, the benefit of having this slow boom to walk behind it is this creates such a like weird situation for your opponent. You're dashing forward with this 8-frame dash of yours, and you're following behind your boom, right? And they have to make a choice. Are you gonna jump, or are you gonna try to challenge my dash, or are you gonna try to use your fireball against me? Like, what are you gonna try to do? Some characters can actually punish the situation entirely, but only when they have meter to spend. So for the most part, if they don't have meter and you go in, and they don't have resources, this becomes a very scary situation. And if they jump with this, well, let me create the situation. You can stop the jump with an anti-air. So that's why his dash is so fast, because you can stop a lot of approaches from the air with your crouching medium punch, and those approaches from the air come from your opponent trying to react to you throwing that heavy Sonic Boom. Alright? So I dropped the medium punch, light kick, heavy punch, meaty. Yeah, meat ham ski, that you have to walk forward before you do the forward heavy punch. You have to, it's a really tight window. It's like literally one step. But I want to discuss that when I get to the intermediate section. So, yeah, that's what I was trying to explain with the heavy sonic boom. And then of course you have the EX boom, which is faster than the light boom. And the thing about this is not only is the startup fast, you can throw 2 booms at once. Now, on block, right? Let's have him try to jab me. So, whoops. So, I trade with that if the opponent tries to jab me. They can actually jab me during the startup. Because, alright, so each of these booms have their own startup. So, this starts up the shortest, but has the longest recovery, and it has a longer minus frame. So, like, the Sonic Boom Light version is -3 on hit and -7 on block. So you don't want to be doing this up close. If you do this up close, you will get punished. That's standing jab, right? Why is he getting standing jab? Should be getting crouching jab. What's going on here? That's Shoryuken, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you will get punished. Same with the medium version. You will get punished because it is -5 on block. So it's -5, but it doesn't have as much startup as the light version. I mean, it has more startup than the light version, basically. For it being less negative, it will have more startup. That's the other relativity to each boom strength. The heavy version is probably the one that most people use. Not just because of it in the long space, but in the short space. Because in the short space, you can actually make it quite difficult for them to punish you. If they're standing up, it'll be different. They could jab you, and they'll be they could jab you, and you'll actually trade with them. So when they're standing up, so when you're standing up, right? When they're standing up, I believe, you trade. But if they do a crouching normal, then it will get stuffed. And the thing about this is if you're in the corner, this becomes like really an issue. That becomes an issue right there. So what I did was like standing medium punch, crouching jab. So let me get him to the corner. You do standing heavy punch. You do standing heavy punch, crouching jab, cancel it into heavy boom. And you could do standing medium punch or back medium kick, I believe. Standing medium punch goes farther though. And you see you throw 3 booms in their face, man. Look at that. That's insane. And it's just straight up like OD pressure. And then when you mix in the EX Sonic Boom, which is probably the best of the 3, obviously. The first boom is +2. They cannot press a button on it. They can't. There's nothing they can do. Unless they DP you and they have an invincible reversal, there's nothing they can do. They will get hit every time. Obviously, you can't do your fierce normals though, but your light and medium normals are very, very good when you do a +2 boom. The second boom of the EX Sonic Boom is +1, right? So because it's +1, they can actually trade with you if they have a 3-frame jab. Let's see. It should be working. There we go. They will trade with you. Because it is +1 on block. Right? It's +1 on block. So your jab becomes 3-frame instead of 4, but their jab is initially 3-frame. So there's nothing you can do to them. There's nothing you can do to win from that trade situation if they jab you. Characters like Chun-Li, who has a 3-frame crouching jab, they will trade with you in this situation. So sometimes the best situation is to do just one boom, because then you will beat them out. So just know that. Also, you know, be careful too. That string that I did in the corner, if they try to jab punish you, it won't work. So only do something like that if your opponent is crouching and they're respecting you. I'll explain more later. But that's the mind game behind the boom. So those are his specials for Sonic Boom. So yeah. Let's go to another special move. Whoops. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. What am I doing? So, the next special move he has is Sonic Scythe. Those were all relative to the strength. So if you do the light version, you get a short Sonic Scythe. He kind of like extends his leg a little bit forward. The standing medium kick Sonic Scythe goes in a horizontal axis, and it moves him forward. And then the heavy version is sort of like a slow. Think of it, if you guys have ever played any of the KOF games with Rugal in it, or CVS2 with Rugal, this looks very similar to Genocide Cutter. It's essentially what this is it's a heavier damaging version, and it's also a decent anti-air, even though it starts up really late. And then there's the EX version. The EX version, right? It's upper body invincible. But let me go to each from order, right? Let me go in order of each. So you've got the light kick Sonic Scythe, which is -7, I believe. It's -7 on block, so they can punish you afterwards. They should be able to punish you afterwards. Yeah, they can punish you, because it's not legit afterwards. If you space it, however, ain't shit he gonna be able to do to stop you. And see how my button comes out later because I spaced it? Because my move is hitting later. It's not hitting earlier. So that, again, goes to show you why spacing is so important. So it's -7 up close, but it's safe from far away. So yeah, just know that. Another move that also has that same thing is the medium kick Sonic Scythe, which a lot of Nashes will use in the neutral game, right? So that's negative up close. I think negative like 15. Should be negative. No, it's -8. My bad. It's -8 on block. So you can't really press anything else, and they have enough time to punish you with a medium normal. Let's have him do that. But yeah, they have enough time to punish you. Oh, whoops. Yep, still safe. That's not safe. So learn to space this out, because at max range, there is nothing that they can do. A lot of people hate Nash for this special move right here, like, because it leaves him safe enough to where he could continue to like start his neutral game. It puts him right back in that mid-range space to continue playing mid-range. To play to his strengths, basically, of spacing your normals out. So, like, even if I were to do another one, he can't hit me with that normal. So, yeah, just know this is safe. That's really safe at far distances, not up close. Okay? Now, the heavy version, you're going to use this more or less as a combo ender. You can use it as an anti-air, right? You can use it as a good anti-air. However, your main use for this overall is gonna be just a combo end with it. You're gonna combo end with this, really. You're not gonna like. You're not really gonna do anything else with this. So just know that that move is a combo ender. It's your heavy damaging combo, and there's stuff you could get afterwards, which we'll talk about later. And there's your EX version. The EX version starts up in, I believe, 6 frames. It's a 6-frame startup special move, and it has upper body invincibility. So what this means is, if Ryu tries to jump in on me, right? If he tries to jump in on me and hit me, hold up. Maybe crouching medium kick. No, jumping light kick is probably the best scenario for this. Yeah. So, if he tries to jump in on me with jumping light kick and he's just harassing you, like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter how deep he tries to hit you with this. Like, let me try to move forward. There we go. Doesn't matter how deep he's in to hit you with this. Whoops. Well, that's a bad example. There you go. It'll still beat him out. It'll still beat him out on the trade. But the idea I was trying to get at was that this has upper body invincibility. I believe it's not right away, because he could still punish you on a startup. But it has upper body invincibility, I believe, past frame 3. Frame 3 or something like that. Like, after it's well start up. So, this is probably your best anti-air tool, because it returns them back to neutral. And what that means is you could start up your neutral game again. Oh, whoops. That was bad. But yeah, you can start up your neutral game again. It's really good for an anti-air. There's other stuff to this move as well, but it's an upper body invincible move. Now, just because this has upper body invincibility doesn't mean that it's completely invincible. I don't know if I could illustrate this. I'd have to switch sides and play Ryu, but I'd have to play Ryu and the computer would have to be set to Nash. But this is not invincible. I see too many people waking up with this move. It is not like a Shoryuken. This move will be punished. Like, you cannot wake up with this. So, just know that this move right here is just, you use it for an anti-air, or you use it to end your combo with it. Like, you don't use it as a wake up tool. It will be stuffed. And I think that's one of the things that that Nash players kind of get turned off with, or new Nash players get turned off with, is the fact that he doesn't have an invincible reversal. So, understand that he doesn't have a good invincible reversal outside of super, which is huge risk. So, don't think that this is fully invincible. It's just upper body. I believe his last special move is Tragedy Assault. It's performed with a Shoryuken motion. 6-2-3 on keyboard. It's performed with a Shoryuken motion and a punch. So the light version starts up. It doesn't start up as fast, right? It doesn't start up as fast, but it goes a little bit. Okay, let me rephrase what I said. The light version starts up fast, but goes a short distance, right? And it's -3 on block. So they have enough time to punish you afterwards. You can't do anything after this. The medium version goes a little bit farther, but starts up a little bit longer. And then the heavy version goes near full screen. It doesn't go completely full screen, but it goes a very far distance. Now, if your opponent is in the air and they're jumping, if they're in the air and they're jumping, right? Oh, let me have him jump. They can't jump. They can't jump at you. And if you do heavy tragedy assault, or like any other tragedy assault, it will anti-air them. Oh, I can't get it right. I believe if they stick out a button, right? But I know this anti-airs. There we go. Let me have him stick out a button. Okay. So, let's do this. It's a read though. Whoops. Fuck. It's a really, like, you have to be reading it. Damn, messed up. But you can see this is very situational. Oops. There we go. I stopped him before his jump in. But like during his pre-jump frames, which I guess wouldn't constitute as an anti-air, but you can stuff people for their jump in. I know you can, because I've done it many times. See? It traded there. But it's very specific. Like, it's a read at best. Like, you have to get it at a specific timing. So, just understand that. You'll mostly be using this move, however, to go through fireballs too. Let's see. Let me have him throw a fireball now. Whoops, my bad. Okay. So, we're gonna have Ryu throw a fireball, and we're gonna do Tragedy Assault. There we go. If you read that they do a fireball, right, you can actually punish their fireball because their hurt box stays out really long. And if you read that they're gonna do a fireball, you will punish them before the fireball connects. Usually use medium Tragedy Assault though. I like doing heavy Tragedy Assault because I'm a risk taker, but you have to have a lot of, like, you have to know that they're gonna throw a fireball because the startup is so long. See? It goes right through the fireball. So, there you go. Just know that that move is really negative on block. And it's a very situational anti-air. Because at times it will trade, at times you will get their pre-jump frame, but it's very hard to use it as an anti-air. It's not easy. Hold on. I want to turn this off. There we go. So, that's his Tragedy Assault. His EX version of Tragedy Assault, however. Tragedy Assault, the EX version starts up in 8 frames. And you get a lot of stuff for this. It's V-trigger cancelable too. You usually see a lot of people V-trigger convert into damage for V-trigger off this, or go for a setup. So like, it's a really good move because it can set up a lot of Nash's mix-up game. And it's good for corner carry too. It actually sets up meaties and safe jumps. It's a very good move for like basically starting your mix-up game. So yeah, like, let me just re-illustrate that for you guys. Oh, he blocked afterwards, but it's a meaty. But it gives him a lot of his meaty setups, right? Oh, why is he just jumping? It gives him a lot of his meaty setups, okay? And essentially, when you get the meaty setup, see, it linked into standing fierce, and this normally doesn't link. So like EX Tragedy Assault is really good for mix-ups, for meaties. It basically gives you a lot of Nash's mix-up game. So it's good for corner carry as well. But I would never, one thing I would never do, right, is end a combo in EX Tragedy, because there's so little opportunity to cancel into this, and it's just like not. It's just not like something that I would end my combos in if I was mid-screen. Only if I was in the corner. Now, another added property of the Tragedy Assault moves, right? Let me put my health gauge to normal, and let me put his meter gauge to maximum. So I have him on computer, don't I? Yeah. So let's see. Oh, no, this is good. This is good. He hit me. He hit me. That's what I need. So like, I'll do it. All of his Tragedy Assaults, right? So all of his Tragedy Assaults still steal some form of meter. I actually get. Let me put my meter to normal. So like, I actually steal meter, right? I steal meter for doing Tragedy Assault. And each version steals a larger portion of meter. It all steals a larger portion of meter, with Heavy Tragedy Assault literally stealing half a bar. It steals half a bar of meter. So the reason why I mention this is because a lot of your neutral game will also come in controlling your opponent's meter as well. That will control a lot of the things that they could do. And in matchups like Chun-Li, where she could super through your fireball, if you steal her meter, it really makes a difference. Let me have Ryu hit me. I need Ryu to hit me, so I could show you EX Tragedy Assault. There we go. So, EX Tragedy Assault doesn't do what the other Tragedy Assaults do, in that instead of stealing meter, like EX Tragedy Assault does, like regular Tragedy Assault does, EX Tragedy Assault steals life. So not only do I deal damage, but I actually take a portion of your life bar and recover it. So let me illustrate that again. So the EX Tragedy Assault steals life as well. So that's the main purpose of it. So like, the main purpose of the regular Tragedy Assaults is to steal meter and go through your opponent's projectiles with it off of a read. It's not as easy as another special move, which I'll explain. So yeah. Oh, Pandabetic is right too. That Tragedy Assault used to actually be an overhead. It wasn't really like used as much still, but it was an overhead at the time. So before they would have to get up and block this, like before they would have to get up and block this, but now they could just stand block it. Let me have them guard all, and then have a guard recovery still on. I need to turn it off. So, and then I can have him crouch, and he'll still block it crouch. It used to be an overhead, but not anymore. So, that's just one, I guess, tidbit about it. But know that Tragedy Assault, all the special moves for Tragedy Assault steal meter, and the EX version gives you setup. Don't look at EX Tragedy Assault for giving you life back. It doesn't give you back a very significant amount of life. It only gives you back a pixel of life, in my opinion. You use EX Tragedy Assault when you have V-Trigger or when you're in the corner. You never end your combos in it unless you're deep in the corner with EX Tragedy Assault. Never end your combos with EX Tragedy Assault, but end your combos with regular Tragedy Assault from your crouching medium punch. Let me have him not guard. You could go in a Tragedy Assault from crouching medium punch, back medium kick, and heavy punch. And the heavy, remember that special moves, the strength of special move is corresponding with the strength of your button. So if you did crouching medium punch, you can't do Tragedy Assault medium. You have to do the light version of Tragedy Assault instead. And with heavy punch, you could do the medium or light versions of Tragedy Assault. Only with the heavy version of Tragedy Assault, the heavy version of Tragedy Assault can only be comboed with from either the spinning back fist, which is your forward heavy punch. Oh man, I messed that up. I keep messing it up. There we go. That's the heavy version. And I believe you should also be able to do it from, yeah, from standing heavy punch. You could do it from standing heavy punch, or from that, from your back fist, or forward heavy punch. So just know that. You can even get them in the air with this. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, it has to be from standing heavy punch, but you could actually get medium Tragedy Assault from an anti-air crush counter standing fierce, which is somewhat situational, but it's still worth it. It's still worth it to take meter and to punish them for an anti-air. To punish them with an anti-air. So you punish their jump in and you get meter. So that's another reason why I wanted to explain that. Now, what else? I believe that's all that I needed to discuss. Oh, one last thing. With Tragedy Assault, you will not be able to get many setups off of it, which is why I say to not end your combos with... Let me set my... Where is my medium? No, here we go. Maximum start. So, yeah, you don't get many meaty setups off of this right away. Not from this distance. And all of the Tragedy Assaults do not give you enough of a time to meaty with them. So, just understand that if you want to meaty, most of your meaties are going to come from your Sonic Scythes. So, just remember that. Only in the corner will you be able to do anything with EX Tragedy Assault. I want to hammer that home. Alright, so we've got one last special move to discuss. And that's Moonsault. That's Moonsault. So Moonsault is performed with quarter circle forward and a kick, right? Off of EX you could get a meaty throw? Are you sure? Hold up, let me have him quick rise. You get a meaty throw? Maybe from the corner. No way. Oh yeah, double dash. Double dash throw. Yeah, there we go. You get a meaty throw. You're right. My fault. But that's all you can get. I believe that's all you can get. Can you? You get a meaty normal, maybe. Because throw is 5 frame. There's just not much you can do off of... But my point still remains is that there's still not much you can do with EX Tragedy Assault or any Tragedy Assault because of the position. It's still not as good as getting a meaty setup off of your Sonic Scythes. And I really want to explain more about meaties when I get to them in the intermediate section, which I'm still far behind with. So, yeah. So, Moonsault, right? Moonsault, that is... This move can go through fireballs, right? It's one of your main tools for punishing a fireball. So, like, if Ryu does... Let me have him do a fireball. Oh my god. Okay. So there we go. I have that set. Your moonsaults can go through fireballs, right? Well, you don't, well, not go through, but go over them. So, when you hit this, you get an actual combo off of it. But remember, this is all dependent on spacing. You won't always be able to get the light punch, medium punch. So, like, if you ever space it this far, right? You can't really connect your... You can't connect your target combo. See? You saw how I got the second hit, but I didn't get the target combo? So instead, you want to just cancel it right away into Sonic Scythe. You want to cancel it right away into Sonic Scythe because you'll still get the knockdown and you'll still be able to pressure. You won't get as much damage, but you'll account for the spacing of this. So it's very important that you know that. What else? Another thing about Moonsault is that it can be punished. So it's not invincible in the slightest. And okay, so let me break things down. So on block, Moonsault is safe and plus. So let me have him try to jab me. I want him to jab me. Let me have him guard. No, let's... Where is he? There we go. So most of Nash's moonsaults are plus on block. Right? Most of them are really plus on block. So like the light version, I believe the order is that the light version is +1 on block. No, the light version should be +1 on block, I believe. Which means if he were to do standing jab. So if he were to do standing jab, we trade, right? If he were to do that with medium moonsault, he would get punished because I'm actually now +2. So +2 makes my jab 2 frame faster than his standing light punch, which is 3 frame. And see, that was light moonsault, so we traded. The heavy version is +3, which means I can actually get a medium normal. Whoops. See? I can get a medium normal off. Because the moonsault leaves me at +3, right? And my medium punches all start up in 6 frame. So because my medium punches start up in 6 frames and I get the +3 off of heavy moonsault, my medium punches become 3 frame. And again, I told you about the normal priority system. So because I'm doing it wrong. So the normal priority system allows me to stuff out any light punch with my medium punches. So just so that way you guys know, you don't have to just do light punch, and you can actually get more for your combo. Oh man, you get more for your combo. Fuck, I can't do it. Yeah, so I think this one leaves them at too far of a distance for you to be able to do your target combo. But again, that's why I tell you, remember this hit confirm after the moonsault. But I just want you guys to know the importance of being able to recognize the normal priority system. So if is that off of counter only, just let me know. I don't know what you exactly mean, V-Save, but I'll discuss that in the Q&A. So EX moonsault, right? That's actually +3. No, not +3. It should be +1. No, it's +2. It should be +2. Because I'm beating out your... Yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's +2. So, meaning I could stick out a jab afterwards. I'm right. Might be distance too. Whoops. Okay, my bad. So, yeah, EX Moonsault, right, is +1 on block. There we go. It's +1, but if you space it, sometimes you'll actually stuff them because, of course, when you space your normals, they hit at a later frame. Or, yeah, they hit at a later frame when you space them. Now, it tracks, but it only tracks at a certain distance. So, it can whiff. It can whiff around here. And you don't want that. You sometimes don't want that. Sometimes you just... Sometimes you don't... oh my god. Sometimes you don't want to whiff a Moonsault. Especially the EX version. If you're using the EX version, you want it to hit because of the positive frame. So, just understand that. And sometimes if you... Again, depending on the spacing, you'll trade. Or you'll be able to get a counter hit. So, it's very iffy. But just know that on a 3-frame jab, you will trade with them. If they try to press any other button besides jab and they're not 3-frame, then they will get punished. But if you space out your Moonsault, it will be safe. So, just know that. Your jab will become 3-frame. You'll mostly see that for combos and stuff. You'll mostly see this like if you land a counter hit combo. You'll usually see them land something like this. So it's usually used for crush counter combos or just to punish a fireball. I'll explain another thing about Moonsault, which will come later when I discuss it. One other thing about Moonsault, here we go, is that it's not invincible. It's not. And even though it's plus on block, it has a long startup and it can be anti-aired at any point. Like, let me have Ryu try to jab me. You could even punish this with jab. So like, let me have him try to hit me. Oh, whoops, my bad. Oh, man. Okay. So, I'm gonna have Ryu try to anti-air me with stand jab. Oops. See? Oh, man. Might not be the best example, but you saw it. He did anti-air me with it. There we go, again. I mean, it's not the best anti-air for it, but it's one of them. See? Oh, man. There we go. Alright, I've illustrated my point. So you can anti-air them. I think even the EX can be anti-aired too. See? And at times, they can even walk under. Hold up. That was bad. So yeah, like they can walk under it. Most of the times when I see regular Nashes do, regular Nashes will do like a combo into Moonsault, but not realize that the moonsault has really, really, really high startup, right? And the other thing about it is they can walk under. They don't even have to jab. So like, let me set his guard recovery to walk under. I don't know if that will work, but I mean, even that short step proves my point, because if he doesn't walk under, he's still, even that short step matters, because even if he doesn't walk under, right? Oh wow, okay. If he doesn't walk under, basically if you do this block string and they walk under, they can punish you. Like, don't do this all the time as a block string. Like, only do it if your opponent is aware. Like, I can't really like emulate the situation, but like, see, he blocked that, right? But if I have it try to walk under me, oh man, I don't know if I could make this happen, but just know that they can walk under your fireball. I'm not your fireball, your moonsault. Yeah, it's probably not gonna work, guys. There we go. I think I got it. He's taking a short step, but no, I can't do it. They can walk under your moonsault, essentially, and they can punish you afterwards. So they can stop your moonsault, guys. Just because it's safe doesn't mean that it's good to just throw out all the time. Even though it's plus, there's a reason why it's plus. The startup is really, really, really long. Like, it's still a long startup before the move becomes active. So you use it to punish fireballs. You can also use it for strings too, but only when your opponent isn't aware to anti-air this. Like, if your opponent is aware to anti-air this on reaction, then they will anti-air you. They will anti-air you or walk under and stop it. It's sort of like TK legs with Chun-Li. So just remember that. How do you block standing still? Hold that. Oh, okay, cool. You can also get hit by a DP if they know the moonsault is cancelled from normal as well, I think. Yes. Yes, Agent Stride. Yes. So just remember that. So yeah, that's moonsault, guys. It's moonsault. Okay. So I believe I've discussed a majority of his, I think I've discussed all of his specials now. Sonic Boom, Sonic Scythe, Moonsault, and Tragedy Assault. Okay. So we're pretty close to being finished with the basics. So let's have him just block after the first attack. So now we're gonna discuss his super and then his V system. So his super is Judgment Saber, right? That's a super. It's one hit, right? It is one hit. It is invincible. It is an it has invincible for the startup of the move. It's a 10-frame startup, and it's invincible for those frames that it starts up. But it is extremely minus, obviously, and it deals, I believe, yeah, 60 chip damage, right? You mostly gonna end your combos with this, right? You end your combos with this if you see a chance, you know, close out the round, whatever. Now, the other thing about this, let me set him to throw a fireball. I should still have that setting. Oh, he's walking under. Let me have him throw a fireball. He's still in mad recovery. Okay, so Judgment Saber acts a little bit like Chun-Li's super, in that it can go through fireballs, right? And you can punish them for throwing a fireball. Like, if you see they throw a fireball, even from like a little bit longer of a range, you can immediately punish. See? Like, it hits near damn full screen. Yup, hits practically full screen. So, just know that you can punish fireballs with that move. It's a very, very fucking savage punish. It's a very savage punish. Like, if you see somebody throw a Hadoken and you do your CA, they're losing almost like, they're losing a lot of health. I think it's like 350 damage. Should be 350 damage. Oh, whoops. It should be 350 damage for this super too. Let me, oh, it's got counter hit on? I don't want that. There we go. Yeah, 340, I was close. So it's 340 damage normally without scaling. So you're hitting them for 340 for throwing a fireball. That's OD. So, yeah. Another good thing is if you do this super and you're in the corner and they jump, right? Like, say for instance you're getting pressured and they jump. You get yourself out the corner that way. It moves them out of the corner for you. So you can, as much as doing raw super is like really discouraged upon, if your opponent is jumping and they have you pressured and whatnot, you could use your critical art to get out the corner. Even if you don't have V-trigger left, you still have that one option. And it's still good because look at the position. Now you're back in neutral game again. So you spent 3 bars to at least reset the situation. Now, another thing about this is when you connect your CA, right? I'm going to set him the back recovery. It's a hard knockdown. They must get up in front of your face. They cannot back recover. So it's a hard knockdown for landing this. Right? The dash in and of itself is meaty. So if they try to Shoryuken you on their wake up, let me see if I can set this up. This should be EX. Yep. So if they try to DP you or anything, you can block. You're not minus if you dash up. So yeah, like, you're not minus. Your dash in and of itself is meaty in that position. You can set up shimmies that way and force a throw. Like, a lot of... Let me set another wake up option. Like, landing a CA gives you so much opportunity afterwards with Nash. There we go. Reversal grab. Like, when you end up really close in front of them... So let's see. Oh, I didn't set it. I thought I set it. There we go. Let's try it again. I'm sorry, guys. So we're gonna do CA. They're gonna get knocked down and he's gonna try to grab it. Oh my god. I'm so bad. What? Alright. Because this works. I know this works. I've done it so many times to people. What the hell? My walk back isn't working. Because you could dash up and walk back. And you can stop their throw attempt. Maybe my wake up throw was just too perfect. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't know why. But I've always been able to... Oh, because he's not pausing in between the... Right. If they mash grab, it will work. But if you just stand there and walk back, most people will react with a throw. So I'm probably not doing it right. Yeah, I'm not doing it right. There's no way I can properly illustrate that situation. But a shimmy is basically when you're up in someone's face and they try to throw you because you dash up towards them. Most people instinctually react with a throw. Most people, but not higher end players. Higher end players maybe. Lower end players not as much. It's actually the opposite. So if you're up in their face and you're not doing anything, or you're just staggering jabs or whatever, you can set up a throw game. But we'll discuss that later. Essentially, you can shimmy people because your dash is meaty in and of itself. Your dash makes you safe. So you can set up a lot of situations with it. So when you land a CA, you get a lot of advantage for it. That's my point. You get a lot of advantage after you do CA as well as landing it before. So CA is really good. It's obviously for spending 3 bars, but it comes with the risk of whiffing it and not being able to be safe afterwards. So yeah, obviously you're not going to be safe after spending 3 bars. It's like 30 something frames of recovery. So yeah, that's this critical art. Now for his V system. So I'm gonna have the computer attack me. Because usually when you face the computer, the first instinct at this range is for them to throw a fireball. So let me start out with no V trigger, no V gauge. Right? He's walking me down. Okay. Is he gonna keep walking me down? There we go. So what I'm doing is his V skill. So let me have him. Let me put him to 8, because 8 will always throw a fireball. There we go. So usually this is what makes the Ryu matchup so bad, because of Nash's innate ability to absorb fireballs. So you don't need V trigger for this. It is simply by performing a punch, a medium punch and medium kick. You will absorb a fireball. It is, you basically absorb a fireball and you get V gauge for it. You get a 1/4 bar of V gauge. And Nash has 2 stocks of V gauge. So yeah, you gain basically in 6 absorptions of a fireball you have V trigger, and in 3 you get V reversal. So now I'm gonna show you. Oh my god, the reactions from the computer. So you do 3 of these, you get a V reversal, and his V reversal is a teleport, right? So his V reversal is performed with forward and 3 punches, and it's basically a teleport, right? And it lets you get out of dodge, return the situation back to neutral. You know, people think that, okay, so he doesn't have a invincible reversal, but he has a teleport to get him out of very tight situations. So I'm gonna have this Ryu push me to the corner. Yeah, this is the computer's mindset, to push me to the corner and keep me at this range. So when I'm pressured at this range, I can just V reversal out. So yeah, it's just good to know that you have at least that to get yourself out of dodge. But yeah, V skill, 3 of these. If you absorb 3 fireballs, you get V reversal. If you absorb 6, you get V trigger. Right? It also deals 60 damage. And V skill, right? I believe not only does it do 60 damage, but it is. Oh man, I gotta remember. Forget the advantage of it. But it's definitely not plus on block. It's safe. At max range, it should be safe, because there's not much your opponent can do. Let me have him guard, and then have him jab. Yeah, not much your opponent can do. He can jab you if you're up close though, which means it's not safe. It's probably maybe -3 or 4, but it's not extremely minus, I believe. Shouldn't be. Does he get? He should be able to get something else off of it though. Yeah, he can get that. Yeah, so it's really negative up close to throw out, basically. You want to space this out. You really want to space this out. I don't even think he can connect a crouching medium kick after. There we go. See? Yeah, you're safe. But this is just relative to this frame data. In the end, if you're at max range and you throw out this V skill, you're safe. And even on block, I'm still getting V gauge. I'm still getting V gauge for him blocking this. So, yeah, you can use this. You can use it as sort of a poke tool. And it's a situational anti-air as well. Oh, and that's another thing I didn't even cover about about critical art. I can't believe I forgot that. So with critical art, you can also use it as an anti-air. So let's say Ryu jumps forward and he does jumping heavy kick. Most Ryus may not even want to do that. Most Ryus will probably just jump in and do light kick. But let's have him jump forward. So let me have him. I gotta have him do a couple jabs first. Okay. So we're gonna simulate this scenario. We made him react. Whoops, that was too early. We made him react, and we get it as an anti-air. So that's another thing. That's just another mind game of critical art I forgot to talk about. I can't believe I forgot that. It's also an anti-air. So, like, if you make them jump with the heavy sonic boom, and you do critical art on their jump, if they try to jump and hit you, you will punish their jump in. I don't do this often, because I haven't really, like, I mostly go for EX Sonic Scythe whenever I see them jump. But it's also, this is also an option as an anti-air, so don't forget that. But right back to the V system. I'm very sorry I forgot that, guys. Right back to the V system. So again, it's also a situational anti-air as well. So you can also use it as an anti-air. And I discussed his V reversal. His V reversal again. His V reversal, if let me put him in the computer. Oh my god. Immediately. So yeah, his V reversal, you can use it to, you know, get out of dodge. It's a good teleport that puts you back to neutral. So it's very helpful. It's very helpful for getting out of situations. However, it is not throw invincible, and it is not plus. The reason why I say those two things right now. So if let's have Ryu do jab and then throw. Let me have him put myself in the corner. Maybe the walk is not needed. I don't think the walk is needed. Whoops. Oh man, what? Oh man, I can't set this up properly. There we go. That should work. Oh man, what? I can't set the situation up properly. Okay. Oh, he has to walk forward because it moves him out of throw range. Okay. There we go. That's what I wanted to show. So, you see how he threw me? It's not throw invincible until after frame 1. Most V reversals suffer from this. Nash is a very, like, he's one of the cases where he can be punished for throwing out V reversal too much, because you can bait V reversals. So, understand that while this tool is good for getting out of dodge, you will be punished. You will be punished, but you can still get out of tight situations. So that's why whenever someone tells you to do a V reversal off of medium normals, it's the truth, because they cannot grab you out of something that starts up a little bit later. They basically can't grab you from a stronger normal. See? He has no time to really input the walk forward to jab. I mean, walk forward to grab. See? So, always, when you do V reversal with Nash, always do it from a medium strength normal. When the opponent throws a medium strength normal, never a light, because you will be punished with a throw if they see you trying to do it from a jab. So, that's what I want to get across. Now, the main thing we're going to talk about now is his V trigger. That's the last of Nash's basic tools. Oh my god. So many tools. So, okay. So his V-trigger, he's got 3 different V-triggers. He's got his neutral V-trigger, which is performed with both heavy punch and heavy kick, right? This teleports him forward. This teleports him forward and behind, right? On the ground. His next V-trigger is forward. No, his next V-trigger is forward and heavy punch and heavy kick. That teleports him up and behind the opponent. His last V-trigger is back heavy punch and back heavy kick. So his last V-trigger is back heavy punch, heavy kick. And it teleports him up and above the opponent. Up and in front of the opponent. Up, above, and in front. Above and in front of the opponent. Right? So those are his 3 V-triggers. You can only V-trigger in 3 different directions. And they basically cover any spots the opponent might be thinking. So, like, the good thing about having this V-trigger, because there's so many things to talk about this V-trigger. It teleports you out the corner if you are in the corner. You can set up a lot of situations. You can set up a lot of different situations with V-trigger. It's like the V-trigger in and of itself is a mix-up. Whoops. It's too close up. Like, you can set up a lot of different situations with V-trigger. Whoops. Too late. I'm gonna get it one more time and I'll stop that. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna stop after this. You can set up a lot of different situations from this. Yeah, you can set up a lot of dirty stuff from V-trigger. So, yeah, V-trigger is a useful tool for mix-ups, for getting out of situations that might be, you know, really disadvantageous for Nash. Because, again, it's all about spacing. How much space you control, how much space your opponent has. With Nash, a knowledge of spacing is very important to play him. And, again, his V-trigger fits him for that, because he can get out of dodge with it, too. He can get out of a lot of pressure situations with this. Now, the problem with V-trigger, and a lot of things that I notice people do, I don't want to see people waking up with V-trigger. V-trigger on frame 1 is not invincible. V-trigger on frame 1 is not invincible. So what I mean by that is characters have ways to stop him from doing V-trigger. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do so much advanced shit. And I'm gonna have to do so much foresight with the recording to be able to show this. So, yeah, let me do this off of a normal rise. Whoops. I'm messing up hard. Hold up, I could probably just do back. Yeah, I could probably just do that on their quick rise. Okay. So I'll have him do that. Maybe that might work to illustrate my point. Whoops. Yeah, I can't do it. I have to do a lot of foresight. Maybe standing medium punch. I have to think of a proper medium. There we go. Maybe that might work. Damn it. I don't know how I'm gonna set this up, guys. Maybe jab. Jab might work. Okay. There you go. You saw that, right? I don't know if you guys noticed, but I think I got it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't do it right. But you guys saw before that he hit me out of my V-trigger reversal. That's what I wanted to illustrate. Oh my god. See, there we go. It happened again. See? So, what you're noticing is that I had my V-gauge, and I lost it completely without a teleport. That's because, that's what I was trying to illustrate, and I finally got it. Basically, do not wake up with V-trigger, guys. V-trigger is not invincible until after frame 1, I believe, because he ends up leaving out of... His hurt box isn't on screen after frame 1. A lot of other characters have other unique ways to punish this, and that's another one of my points. Don't be predictable with V-trigger, even when you're being pressured, because if your opponent knows... Okay, so that I know that's a meaty setup, right? So, what is it? Okay, good. Maybe I'm doing it too late. But the premise that I'm trying to get is that you don't want to be very unsafe with V-trigger. Might be jumping light kick. There we go. It takes too late because of the screen freeze. So I have to wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a minute. Oh, man. Okay, there we go. So, there we go. Essentially speaking, what I'm trying to emulate, but it's just not going to work out, is they can also decide to hit you out of your V-trigger if they know what side you're going to come up. A lot of new Nash players end up teleporting up and in front of the opponent, and they do it out of panic to try and get like a combo off because of it. Mix it up. Don't use the same side V-trigger. Use a different side. Teleport on the ground. Remember, you can escape on the ground with this. If they meaty your V-trigger, then understand that you're mashing it on wake up, and that the best idea is to wait for a gap. And if you see a gap in their block string, you can jab. You don't have to use V-trigger. So don't use V-trigger in an unsafe manner. Think of when you should use V-trigger. That's what I'm trying to get at here with that. Anyway, I apologize for all of the time I've spent trying to set that up, but it's hard when trying to play Nash and play Ryu at the same time. So